Jaybird Lane, so I would like to request that they get their own 911 address.
Okay.
I have several concerns, but first of all, I would like to present to the council a petition signed by 60-plus neighbors to cease this event.
He was for the grant.
I could have let you sign it. 62. No, it's 64, but I didn't.
Buying drinks and sticking it in front.
Okay, being that this property is going to wrap around my house, I have concerns for my safety. I have concerns for my privacy. I do keep my grandchildren who are 4 and 7, and I don't want them seeing RVs with drugs if they are drunk, or, you know, doing anything improper. And I don't want to have to be responsible for putting up an 8-foot privacy fence because I don't want someone staring in my backyard. I'm concerned with traffic. Jaybird is bad enough, the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit, and nobody follows it. It's 55. 55? Yeah. No, but, well, everybody goes 70, it doesn't matter. My driveway
Glad to meet you again.
is right there.
I'll see you around.
And then, you know, the S-curve is on one end, which we all know several years ago, we lost some very young lives because of that S-curve. You got a hill coming up the other way. If you've got somebody coming 70 miles an hour around either one of those and you've got an RV stuck there waiting to turn, you're going to have an accident. Other concerns is septic. I have a well. I don't want my land water to be contaminated because of all this extra stuff. Other concerns are noise, light. We work. We need to, you know, we need quiet time. We don't need to have stuff going on till all hours of the night, especially if it's amplified or even with a microphone. You can't tell me there's not going to be a microphone. Property taxes, is it going to affect the neighbor's property taxes? Because we now have a commercial piece in the middle of a residential area. I'm sure there's others, but I had a long list and it just kind of like flew away. But those are some of my major concerns. Is I want to, if it's approved, I want a quiet time, I want a quiet zone. Most cities have something that there's no noise after a certain time at night. I also want a privacy fence put up by them. And I want assurance that it's not going to keep me from doing my job when I work from my house.
Rima has a copy of the rules, if you want to look at those before also. And there will be some copies up front here, folks, if you want.
Which side of the property are you on, ma'am?
I am the front part. I'm the house.
Your house.
I'm the house
Okay.
that's on the property. So if you look at the little map, I'm like right here.
Yeah.
So it wraps all the way around my house.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mayor, our next speaker is Morris Pruitt of 150 Union Street.
Hi, Mr. Pruitt.
My name is Mr. Pruitt. I've lived here in Reno for 30-plus years, and I have met the man that's proposing this park. And as you can see on this plat, I have 970 foot down one side and 448 foot down the back side where he's planning on building it. Now, he has said he's going to build 38. Well, him or his partner, one, the guy that was over doing all the dirt work over there, told me that they planned on putting 162 pads in there. And that's a far cry from 68. And I'm concerned about the noise. I have horses, I have livestock. I'm concerned about, these people are transit people, they bring dogs. Horses and dogs don't mix. I have a problem with that. I mean, since I've lived there and had horses, I have shot 4 dogs that have come in and chased my horses in the fence. I'm concerned a whole lot about this park going in. Most of my dealings with bluegrass people is they smoke weed, they drink beer, and they party all hours of the night. So I just have totally against this place. Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Next, Mr. Polino.
Our next speaker is Eddie or case, is it Culbert of 116 Amanda Lane in Springtown.
Yeah, that's it. They covered everything I had to say. There's no sense in me taking any time.
So in the minutes, we should just say ditto, right?
Yes,
Gotcha.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming.
Becky Moorbach and John Moorbach of 100 Lily Court.
Okay, I'm in the same community as Eddie. Based off your mayor's note that you sent us last week, you said that you wanted to make our city more attractive. How is this making our city more attractive? You also stated that you're improving our water capabilities. When we have a RV park, water is included in that pad site. It's not monetized. We are paying for everything that we're doing. They're just getting free water, basically. It's in their fee where our water is going up for more water that we use. They get a basic.
Oh, I see what you're
rate.
saying. Yes, okay.
Um,
What, you mean the park itself?
It's a part of the pad site. When you
Okay,
pay for
all
your
right.
fees going in, you pay for your water and your sewage
You-
and all that.
Just have to forgive me, I've never been in
Okay.
one, so yes, I
We
understand.
live within Springfield Estates, and we decided to buy in a community that has higher end houses. Based on research from Duke University, there's a paper on the appraisal of residential properties near undesirable land. We will be stigmatized. Our community, we will go down, and it will be very hard for us to have a higher resale value. We bought in, our house has increased dramatically. I don't want to lose that.
Understood.
Also, the traffic, we're concerned about it. It's on the corner of a bend. What are you gonna do to protect my husband, my two boys, as we're driving home from work? I have a personal friend who lives in a mobile home community not far from here, and she talks that she has a constant fear of living in there, but they cannot move out. My other thing, I teach an ASL. My instant thought when this came up was, are we gonna become Pelican Bay?
No, ma'am.
I went through home facts, we don't have a current, this year's current.
Okay, let's keep it down, guys.
Crime rate, the crime rate in Reno was 13.66% as of last year, with violent crimes at 2.65 and property crimes at 39.37. Pelican Bay is at 5.4 and 46.51. Is that what we want?
No, ma'am.
And then, I have more research of looking at drug and alcohol within basic housing communities that most of us are in, is the police are called on an average of 19 times per year. In a mobile home community or a mobile RV park, it's 161 times. Burglary, 52 to 152. Car crimes, 140, 316. Family disputes is gonna happen there. It goes from 159 to 373. I mean, public order in a normal community goes from 40 calls to 130. Property crime, 147 to 448. That's not what our community wants. We want what you promised us,
Yes,
a
ma'am.
city that's getting better and becoming more self-sufficient with our water and not having to purchase water. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And you really did your homework.
Our
Yes,
next
sir.
speakers are Keith and Marie Moon of 109 Lily Court.
Yes, I agree with most of the statements that have already been made. I have a few extra to put. One of the reasons that we moved out here is my wife had an aortic tear, and the doctors told her that she needed to be out in the country, someplace where it was quiet and she could rest with no stress. That was one of our main reasons for purchasing a home out here, and we did. And now this is coming up, and that's not going to help. And another question, I don't know whether anybody's thought about it, but out of respect for the dead and stuff, there's a cemetery right there. And what about somebody that has lived here all their life, and one of your neighbors or something, and they pass away, and you can't have their funeral, or you can't understand anything because you have a festival going on? Things like that bother me. And also, the thing is, when you approve something like that and you just crack in the door and you let it in and you let it get started, then it's hard to get it stopped and to control it. My folks went through that. They were in a residential section. It was rezoned to commercial, and they almost lost their house. There is 2 blocks that was by them that lost their house. The price of their house went down, and they could not sell their home when they got retired later in life, and they needed to sell the house. They couldn't get money out of it for what they had in it because the property had dropped that much. And it's things like that that bother me about this. And it is true, I don't care what the gentleman said, music is related to drugs and alcohol, and it's in it. I'm not saying that everybody does it, but anybody that watches the news or it's around it a lot, they know it. And one person cannot control it. He said he could, but I guarantee you what, the hand, you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you. And when he's getting paid for all this and the money, he's not going to kick people out and tell them they can't come or stop drinking. No, he's going to back off. And that's what I have to say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Our next speakers are Russ and Kelly, and you're going to have to help me with that last name. Cromwell, okay, of 715 Jaybird Lane.
I just want to say ditto to everything that they're saying, and that I really am more concerned about my property value, because we bought a real major fixer-upper there at Jaybird Lane. We actually live across the street from her. We've done a lot of work to the place, and that I think it's just going to decrease in value. It's going to decrease my property value, and I really don't want to see that. And everything else that they said, I'm really concerned about all the traffic and that type of thing. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming tonight. Yes, Mr. Polino.
Valerie and Jerry Glocum of 109 Cora Court.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you for your time. Want to reiterate most of the other concerns that have been raised. Big focus on property values. There are certain things that communities can do that will cause development to basically cease, and I think this is one of those land uses that would cause that. Property values would drop, tax revenue from those properties would drop in turn. So I would very respectfully urge this council to reject this zoning change. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Vicki Phillips, FM 730.
I think she's on the wrong list. She's public forum.
Okay. Samuel Hinckley, 1040 Lady Bird Lane.
Wrong form on the whole list.
That's the last one.
It was confusing. There were 2. You know, I know, I had a, okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay, she would like to get on the list. Well, Joe. Could you come up and sign and put your address down here?